Hi guys, welcome to a new video. Today I'm showing the complete speed painting process of my fan art of Zoe from the movie K-pop Demon Hunters. And of course, Zoe couldn't be missing. I mean, I already made Rumi and Mira, so she had to be here too. First of all, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Like this video if you like it and leave a comment, whatever you want. In fact, I read them all. Also, just a reminder, I'm on Patreon, where you can find exclusive content like high-resolution images, process GIFs, and more. And I also accept commissions. You can check out all the links in the description if you're interested. Okay, let's get started with the video. As with all my drawings, I started with a normal sketch, but in this case, I went over it a lot more because at first it was a super quick sketch, and then I wanted to add more details so that when I move on to line art, I wouldn't get lost and could have clearer lines. Fun fact, this fan art took me about 10 hours and 48 minutes, almost 11 hours. And you might ask, why so long? Well, because I added some small details to his clothes and weapon. And honestly, I really liked how they turn out in the end. After fixing the sketch, I move on to line art. With Zoe, I think I tried a lot of things. You can actually see that I redid the line art like 3 times. But that's because I was looking for a brush that I really like. My lines looked too soft and I wanted them to look more defined. So I kept changing the setting of a brush, even tried a few others, until I finally said, well, I'll stick with this one. Here you'll see that I drew another braid because I literally forgot how to do one. I think the last time I drew one was in the Rumi fan art, and that was last month. So yeah, I'd forgotten how. That always happens to me with braids. The details in the rendering process were the parts that took me the longest. The line art itself didn't take me that long because the sketch was already clear and I knew exactly where to put the lines. But the rendering, that's what really took me time, especially with all the details. And also because I've been trying out new techniques, mainly for the highlights on the hair and eyes. Something I've also been doing lately is adding stronger shadows within the line art. Now here I go to the base color layer. As I explained it before, I do everything in a single layer and I still maintain that process. I haven't changed it because the truth is that I find it very comfortable and I enjoy it a lot since it relaxes me. rendering I changed a few small things, some techniques, but nothing too different from what I was already doing. Another thing I started adding is a layer on top of everything, with a black and white filter, just to check the saturation of the colors. Because sometimes I feel like some details were lost because they didn't have enough saturations. Hair highlights. Yeah, that's what I mentioned before. I keep practicing them because they still look a little soft and I want them to look more defined. As for clothing and skin, I follow the same process. Soft shading with some stronger highlights in certain areas. Now, the details of the weapon. I didn't really spend much time there, but I liked how it turned out. I didn't want it to look too flat, so I added some little touches. I looked at some character reference in the movie, and yes, there were some details. They're not exactly the same because I couldn't see them clearly, but I made some up. Then came the finishing touches, the eyes. I'm still practicing with them because I feel like I'm not satisfied. But hey, I'm never satisfied with anything in my life. Okay, no, just kidding. But yeah, I'm trying to change the style of the eyes without making it too different from what I was already doing. As I said in the previous video, I want my side to feel a little more anime-like, but still maintain its essence, just leaning more toward anime and a little less toward cat. Another thing is that I want to practice more expressions. I was already practicing that with Zoe and Mira, and I keep doing it in my next fan arts because I don't want my drawings to look too simple or generic anymore. That's another detail that I love. It also took me time because I wanted it to look super pretty. The details of the shirt, those golden parts, and the pants with those yellow threads, that part also took me time. Guys, before I finish, I just want to thank you all for the support you've given me. I also uploaded some YouTube shorts recently, and the last one did really well in terms of engagement. So thank you so much for that. Well, I think that's all for today. I really hope you enjoyed the process, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.